Welcome everyone to our next session. What I wanted to speak about today is the foundation of a big Kabbalistic principle, and actually a concept which many religions have taken and distorted it and used it for control and used it for dogma. But in fact, what I'm about to share with you is a very spiritual concept, a concept that if we can learn and ingrain within ourselves, we can actually become huge channels of the light. And as well, the Kabbalists share that it is a way to overcome doubts and negative thoughts if you find that you're someone that is plagued by those things all the time. And the concept I want to talk about is positive fear. Positive fear. Or what the Kabbalists say is a fear or an awe of the light of the Creator. The Kabbalists share that we came to this world to literally transform and overcome every fear that we have. Because every fear that we have is a negative fear. I'm afraid what people think about me. I'm afraid that I won't be happy. I'm afraid that I won't be successful. I'm afraid that people won't love me, that I won't find my soulmate, that I'm not going to get married. I'm afraid of the future. I'm afraid of the economy. I'm afraid of politics. I'm afraid of showing up, being vulnerable, opening my heart, public speaking. And it goes on and on and on. Many people have so many fears. These fears are ridiculous fears. We all have them, but these are fears that disconnect us from the light. They disconnect us from miracles. There's a system of miracles, and every time I operate from fear, every time I speak from fear, I make a joke because I'm afraid that no one will love me, so I'm going to make a joke so people like me. Every time I operate from fear, I'm disconnecting from happiness. Even if I feel good for a moment because, I don't have to deal with my fear. I don't have to confront my fear. I don't have to speak in front of a group of people. I feel good now. In the end, I create chaos. We know about negative fears and we know we need to transform them. But what do you transform them into? The Kabbalists share that if we weren't afraid of something, we would have this humongous ego and we would feel like we're better than everybody. Imagine you just overcame all your fears. You're not afraid of anybody. You don't need anything from anyone. You see the big picture. You're secure with yourself. Obviously, yes, you're more connected to the light, but with that is going to come a tremendous ego, a tremendous feeling of superiority over people. So what we want to do, what we want to get to is the whole idea of positive fear. Positive fear. What is positive fear? Positive fear is I replace my negative fear of people and things, animals, and I replace it with a positive fear of how big the Creator is. Not, the Creator is going to punish me, which is what religion says. We should be afraid of hell and afraid of God that is going to hurt us or not like us. There's no such thing as God not liking a person. God is an energy intelligence that we either connect to if my vessel is ready to connect to it, or I disconnect if my vessel is not ready. That's the bottom line. So, as long as I have a positive fear of missing an opportunity to connect with the light of the Creator, then I'm connected. It says that blessed is he who is always afraid. That's what the Zohar shares. And it talks about a great Kabbalist, King David, that the reason he had access to wisdom, the reason why he had miracles, the reason why he had happiness, is because he was always afraid. He was always afraid of disconnecting from the light. Imagine you walk into a room and you have a fear. What? I'm going to be disconnected from the light if I don't share, if I don't care, if I don't take responsibility, if I start thinking about myself, I'm going to be disconnected. I don't want to do that. When I come home and I see my wife and I see my kids, am I afraid of not connecting with the light? Am I afraid of how powerful the light is, that I'm not going to be connected to it? Or am I feeling entitled? It's my home. I deserve to be here. I work so hard. People need to serve me. I'm the light. I'm changing. I know more. I study Kabbalah. They don't study. People need to be afraid of me. That's what we think. On one hand, yes, I study Kabbalah. I am more powerful, I do know more, but with that comes the responsibility of being an example, not of being above, of being low and having a positive fear. I have this gift, the Creator gave me wisdom, the Creator gave me the ability to access this knowledge and to be connected to a path a true path that supports me and helps me become like God, and now I'm going to throw it back in the Creator's face by being better than? I need to have a fear. Feel less. By feeling less, I will be more. The great Kabbalists always share. Those who try to be great, the Creator will make them small. And those who try to be small because they're afraid of the greatness of the Creator and afraid of disconnecting from that greatness, the Creator takes them from the small and makes them big. If you run after respect, respect runs away from you. If you run away from respect, respect runs after you. This week, ask yourself, do I have a positive fear of being disconnected from the light, of being disconnected from my family? Do I have a fear of being disconnected from the Kabbalah Center, from learning Kabbalah? Do you know how many times it's happened to students where they were so excited, so amazed, I'm never going to leave, this is amazing, changing my life? 6 months later, they're out the door. Why? I don't like something I saw, someone bothered me, why is it like this, I could do it better, maybe I could learn here. Boom, the ego comes down, you're blind, and it's over. Blindness always happens when I don't have a positive fear, when I don't have an appreciation. The Rav Berg used to always say, as soon as a person loses his appreciation, his positive fear, of a fear of disconnecting, all that's left is the clapping. That's what the Rav says, all that's left is the clapping. Meaning the show is over, just clap for this person eventually will be leaving. Eventually will disconnect from his source of spirituality. And it's a scary thing, and because of it we need to be afraid and not think that with my limited ego I'm going to control the situation and I'm going to be exactly where I need to be. I need to get to a place that I always keep this positive fear. Not of being a victim, not being depressed, and not being afraid of God, but afraid of disconnecting from the light, because power comes from being afraid of disconnecting. Weakness comes from the ego of I'm always connected. Thank you.